Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is David with The Trader Trainer, and we are taking a look at APE, this continuing saga here. This morning when I went to bed, right around here, as you can see, we kind of sold off. We fell back through that critical channel that I spoke of. We came back down. Notice how we caught this trend line. This trend line was our overhead resistance. We ran into it here. We ran into it here. Notice if we pull that trend line down, notice how we're finding support along that very trend line. So very interesting to see that. We did it here, and now we're doing it here. We're putting in a little bit of a potential bottom right here. So I'm looking at, if this doesn't hold, I'm looking at this next area where we had this trend line come together, this descending trend line and this ascending trend line. Where they met is where we found support here. So I'm looking to my next area if we're going to continue going down to this 1950 area, the confluence of these 2 points right here. If we don't get back over this descending trend line over here, that is to say. So that would be my next area of interest down here. Now, if we're able to continue this business of bullishness and we get more buying coming in at this level, at this square 20 level is basically where we put in a bottom here. If we continue going higher, I'd like to see it break out of this trend line. Obviously, we need to get back to this level, this 23 level, and get through this blue channel that we've identified and get back up. So that's the areas I'm watching. We will see what happens. This is a scenario where I mentioned a few days ago that I was anticipating that this would be buy the rumor, sell the news. So today is the end of the news cycle. Today is the land sale in their metaverse that they're using ApeCoin for. So this is sort of like the news cycle. So the hype kind of came several days earlier. We had this big exponential move, and then since then it's been a bit of a sell-off. So that was sort of my thinking originally, and it seems like it's holding true. I'm definitely not getting bearish on this. I'd have to see some evidence that this thing wants to fall out of the 20s with some momentum. I don't see that right now. So I'm not getting bearish. I'm not going to sit here and say this is going back to 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 even. It can hold this. It just needs to obviously get back its momentum. Now the rest of the market seems very red. So all things considered, this thing is holding up really well. It's doing really well. So just because it's not making new highs and pushing like crazy, that doesn't mean it's bearish. It doesn't mean it's going to fall hard, right? It's not a short just because it's not performing like, a high flying long at the moment. So that's the way I'm going to play it. I appreciate you being here. I will see you on the next update.